back to another soul fueled episode of Healthy Mind, Healthy Life, where we explore the intersection of ambition, alignment, and authenticity. Today's topic, dear listeners, is a wild and wonderful blend of motivation, spirituality, and real estate. Yes, LOL, and also seriously. Yeah. Joining me is someone who embodies all three with fierce passion and the radiant presence, Keren Gonen. So, welcome to the show, Keren.
Thank you so much, Avik. Thank you for having me.
Amazing, amazing. So, Keren, like before we start, I'll quickly love to introduce you to all the listeners. Dear listeners, Keren isn't just a top real estate agent in the New Jersey, closing nearly $24 million dollars in sales volume last year. And she's a woman who's built resilience through loss, forged success from uh, reinvention, and leads every deal with a dose of the purpose and heart. So, from shipping logistics to real estate leadership, from motherhood to network maven, Karen is a force of nature who proves that spirituality and sales can go hand in hand. So, dear listeners, grab your headphones and prepare to be inspired because today we are diving into how motivation, meaning, and yes, even multi offer bids can coexist in a purpose driven life. So, welcome to the show again, Karen.
Thank you, Avik.
Lovely, lovely. So, Karen, like your journey, like from shipping logistics to being a top realtor, all while navigating motherhood and the personal laws is, I have to say, it's beyond inspiring. So, what kept you motivated during that toughest transitions?
Really, it was just my spirituality and my children. I'm a firm believer that if you choose to do something, you do it with your whole heart,
Mhm.
and you burn the ships. So when I arrived into real estate, there wasn't any other option. I was going to be in real estate, and I was going to do well because that's how I was raised. I was conditioned to be successful. I grew up in an entrepreneurial home, and I always had to do my best. My sister is the same exact way as me. Any job we've ever had, we've always risen to the top very quickly.
Mhm. Wow. So, like, was there a specific spiritual practice or maybe the belief that actually helped you, I mean, helped anchor you in those moments of uncertainty?
Absolutely. So I believe that we have the spark of God within us, being that God is all powerful. There's something in me that allows me to create my reality and my future. And so every time that I would come across something that was difficult for me, I would say, there's a reason why I am experiencing this. There is a lesson that I'm supposed to learn, and so I forged forward because there was no other option. And because I had faith that the universe or God or whatever you personally believe in wants me in this space at this time, and that there is a purpose, and all I had to do was follow.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So, like, okay. So, what stands out to me is like how your story blends survival with the soul. So, like most people focus just on the strategy, but you have clearly built your life with the intention, and that's what's make it real. So, from there, what you like to share with the listeners, kind of takeaway.
I would just want them to know that conflicts, as they arise, they are not there to break us down. They are there to teach us what our abilities are, because we don't know what we are capable of until we are put to a test, and then we know. And if you have the belief in yourself that you can get through the conflict, you will, because there's no other option.
Okay. Okay. So, um, real estate is often kind of seen as cutthroat, transactional, but you bring this uh, grounding spiritual energy to it. So how do you balance the hustle with your heart?
It's actually, for me, it's very easy. My tagline in real estate is Karen cares. My only my
Mm,
only rule in my business for myself and for other agents that work with me is that we care more about the needs of others than we do our own. When you treat other people the way you would want to be treated if you were in their place, everything changes because now you're not impatient, you're not arrogant, you're not talking back. You're coming to them with respect, understanding that they also have a part of God in them, and therefore you should treat them with respect.
mm, okay. So do you ever feel, I mean, find yourself protecting your energy in the deals that feel kind of misaligned?
Absolutely. I protect myself actually every morning. I'm an empath, and so I very quickly take on other people's energies and issues and anxiety. So I make sure to protect myself every morning before I leave my home because I can't allow that energy to penetrate my energy
Mhm.
and my center. And so every morning before I leave the house, I pretend or imagine that I'm surrounded by a golden bubble and nothing can penetrate through that. And that allows me to go through my day and actually counsel people that are having issues, whether it's in their life or in their real estate transaction, uh, so that I don't absorb their energy and their issues. I'm only there to assist, I'm not there to absorb it.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, like, I mean, I think a lot of people listening can relate, especially those in high pressure industries who are trying to hold on to their humanity. And here, your ability to bring light into the competitive spaces is, uh, I have to say, like, it's such a powerful reminder that we don't have to choose between integrity and income. So, yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. And regarding if we talk uh, about your networking powerhouse. I mean, you are definitely a networking powerhouse, leading like referral roundtable and BW Nice Sussex. So, what's your secret sauce when it comes to motivating others and building the authentic relationships?
Well, the secret sauce is there is no secret sauce. The secret sauce is just be a kind human being and good things will come to you. Because when you are kind, other people that look for that kindness kind of gravitate towards you. It's not that people that are not kind don't, but you don't allow them into your safe space. And you let them be, you meet them where they're at, but you don't take
Mhm,
any of that negativity into your own space. You lead them to either the water, which means that they will drink the same secret sauce and they will realize that not everything is all doom and gloom. And we need to choose a better way of being, or they leave. Either way, it's fine.
mhm.
Doesn't affect me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, like, what advice would you give to someone who feels like intimidated by networking or struggles to show up confidently?
So when I first started in real estate, I actually had just moved to my current town that I live in from a different county. So I had no one. I didn't know anyone. But I was always very nice and very kind, and I would always speak to everyone, whether I went into a coffee shop or a supermarket or any type of business. And so people realize that I'm nice, and that's genuinely my personality. It's not fake.
Hmm.
People can tell when you're being disingenuous and when you're not. And when they realize that I'm the same person that walks in and says, "Good morning," and "How are you?" and genuinely wants to know how you're doing, they just opened up. And so I believe in karma. My fiance and I both
Mm,
believe in that. And the amount of business that we have after only 8 years of being in real estate is really more comparable to a 20-year type of business. But we genuinely care for people and we genuinely help worrying about them more than us. and good will always come back to you. If you do the right thing, it'll always come back. There's a bigger picture, there's a bigger plan. You may not be privy to that information, but it'll come to you when it's time.
True. Got it. Yeah. So, uh, wow. And you have shared that goals alone didn't fuel your journey. It was about being present, being of service, and staying connected to your why. So, I mean, can you share or speak to that shift in the mindset?
Sure. So, my why has been and always will be my children and giving them whatever I did not have. I had a great childhood. My parents are amazing people. My mom did pass away when I was only 29, way before real estate.
Okay.
And that was a very hard hit for me. But she had always taught me to be resilient because
Okay.
it's not what's thrown at us that matters, it's how we react to it. And so I raise my children the same way, and my legacy is my children. I always tell them, my job is not to be your friend. My job is to raise good, productive, kind human beings. And that's
Yeah.
all I'm doing. I'm raising good, productive human beings that if someone is in trouble, they will help them. Because if we all help each other, the world will be a much
Mm.
better place. Except we've come to this new age of technology where people hide behind screens and interpersonal relationships don't matter as they used to.
Mm. Got it. Yep. So, like, how can someone who's stuck in the goal chasing mode start shifting towards soulful success? What do you have to say?
I would say take the time every morning to be grateful for what you already have because most of us have a roof over our head. We have food on our table, we have clothes on our back, shoes at our feet. A lot of the world population does not. So your morning should start with gratitude right off the bat. And then just listen to the calmness in the air. Calm your own heart,
Mm.
put your hand over your heart. Feel your heartbeat and understand that this is a miracle. Us being alive is a miracle in this world where we don't have hard shells, we don't have teeth to tear meat, we don't have any way of protecting ourselves except our mind. Understand that this
Right.
is a gift. And everything else, these are all things that you can deal with because our survival is no longer dependent on our
Right.
bodies. Our survival depends on our mentality and our spirituality. And so if they're stuck on their goals, my big thing to all my agents is you need to write down your goal. However it might be, you need to write it down because a goal
Mm.
that's not written down is only a dream. Once you write down that goal, now we need to come up with a plan to make it a reality. But you write it down, you start manifesting, you feel it, you think it, you do nothing else but focus on what it is that you want to achieve year
Right.
in and year out, and you'll get there.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. 100% true. Yep. And like this really hits home because sometimes we think burnout means that we are broken, but maybe it's just a sign that our goals lost their meaning. So yeah, I really love like how you bring it to I mean back to the alignment. So yeah. So
Oh,
so
the
what
other
got
thing I forgot to mention, Avik, is that I make sure that my agents' goals scare
Mhm.
them. Because if your goal doesn't scare you, then you are not shooting high enough. Every goal that I set to myself, and I do set a goal every single year, scares me to no end, but I still manage to reach it year in and year out because I make it happen because there is no other option.
Hmm. Understood. Okay. So okay, and like about confidence. So you pivoted into a new industry at 39, faced personal transitions, and still became the number one in Sussex County. So, what advice do you have for people who think that they are too late or too broken or to start over?
It's never too late. If you look at the history of mankind, many people started their careers well into their 50s, 60s, and 70s, whether it's
Mm,
scientists, actors, inventors. These are all people that didn't give age a number. They didn't
mm,
say, I'm at this age and I can no longer, I don't have
mm,
the time or I don't have the expertise and I'm never going to make it.
mm.
They still went at it. We don't know when our time is up, so you go at it day in and day out because this is what you want to achieve in your life.
Correct. Exactly. Wow. So, um, also, like, if I have to say, like, um, was there a moment when you almost gave up, and what pulled you through?
So, much like everybody else, I'm only
Mm,
human. And with that being said, of course, I have my hard moments where I say,
mhm,
I don't know how to get out of this. I don't know which way to go. I have no idea. And at that point in time, what I usually do is I meditate. I go and sit down in a corner, and I'm very blessed to have a beautiful property where I have a lake, I have a huge backyard, tons of wildlife around me. So what I normally do is I go outside, I take off my shoes, and I go step in some dirt. Or I'll put my hands in the dirt just to get grounded and to get rid of
yeah,
whatever negative energy might be surrounding me. And then I just sit in silence. And normally so most people don't sit in silence for, let's
mm,
say, 30 minutes to an hour. They just don't because our life is hectic, especially here in the US, where you're
mm,
constantly assaulted by social media, by noises,
mm,
by many things that are coming at you. But if you sit down in silence for 30 minutes after
mm,
all those thoughts pass by, usually, right around the 30-minute mark, clarity will come to you. If you let
mm,
go of all the noise in your mind, you will
mm,
find a way out. You just need to give yourself the time to sit down and figure out what it is that you actually want
mm,
because many of our wants are not our own, they are somebody else's. Again, social
mm,
media fires at us all the time with things we should buy or things we need to do or how other people are living their lives. But if you put that away and you start
mm.
listening to your own sound, you'll know what to do. It's within us.
Correct. Wow. And okay, so I would say that this is something sounds like contradictory, but actually not. Um, some people say that spirituality and sales don't just mix. They, I mean, you have to separate like business from being. So, what do you have to say for this?
It's been my experience that that is it correct.
Okay.
For me, for instance, I'll use real estate as an example.
Mhm.
I have a buyer that we've been looking at houses for a very, very long time. And this buyer and her husband constantly listen to every advice I've given them. But the type of market that we're having now in the US is very unpredictable because we're still in a seller's market, but the market is softening a little bit. The pricing is a little off. Appraisals are not coming in at the numbers they're
Okay.
supposed to. But all I said to my buyer every time our offer did not get accepted is,
Mhm.
"This is not meant to be your house. When we find your house and it is meant to be yours, it will happen." And after almost a year of looking for a house, and we've put in numerous offers, I don't even remember if it was 20 or 30 or 40, they did end up getting a house, which is better than any other house they ever thought they could have. And I told her, "You see, I told you, you will get the house you're meant to have." And she was exhilarated because she started to lose hope that her and her husband will ever find a new house.
Mm, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. So, also like real estate success often focuses on the volume, matrices, and numbers. But isn't there a danger in becoming too focused on achievement and not enough on the fulfillment?
So I think it depends on who you are. For me, it's not how many houses I sell, it's the volume. And so last year I had over 50 transactions, but he also made about 30 new friends. And so I stay in touch with all of my buyers and my sellers throughout the years. I have people that we've been friends for the last 8 years since I started in real estate for that reason, because I enjoy the human connection. I enjoy helping others. And it's funny because quite a few of my buyers and sellers have become agents themselves and are doing very well for themselves.
Mm. Oh, that's something amazing. Great. Lovely. So, it's really Karen. I mean, thank you so much for reminding us that we can build empires without losing ourselves, but that success can be sacred and real estate can be real soul work. So, yeah, that's really lovely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Karen, like if someone wants to connect with you, which will be the best medium to connect?
I'm always available on my phone through WhatsApp, texting. My cell phone number is in the US. It's 551-262-4062. They can also find me on Instagram or on Facebook under my name, Karen Gonen Real Estate, and Karen Gonen Real Estate Broker.
Perfect. Lovely. Great. So, dear listeners, I mean, maybe today wasn't about buying a house or closing a deal. Maybe it was about realizing that your next move, career wise, spiritually, or emotionally, which can be your boldest yet. So don't wait for the right time. Be the light, start the chapter, and take that leap. And if you are ever told that motivation and mindfulness cannot be mixed, just smile and say, have you met Karen Gonen? Yeah. So, dear listeners, with this thought, this is your host, Avik, signing off from Healthy Mind, Healthy Life. Until next time, stay grounded, stay grateful, and above all, stay glowing. So, thank you so much.